Hey everybody! Welcome to my first ever Guppy Gaming talk show. I'm gonna spin the wheel, and then whichever segment it lands on, I will do that segment of the talk show. Travis pitched a segment to me called Like a Boss, where I talk about my favorite video game bosses, and I did keep that segment. It's on the wheel, but I didn't call it Like a Boss. I renamed it Boss Tales. I'm gonna spin the wheel. Are you guys ready? Game news! This piece of news caught my eye because it's about my favorite series in the world, Resident Evil. The title of all these articles I've been seeing is always Resident Evil 7 is coming! So I read the articles. Capcom, first of all, never said Resident Evil 7's coming out. Those words never left Capcom's mouth. What they did say is on their earnings report, they referred to the new game coming out, Umbrella Corp. Do you guys know Umbrella Corp? It's basically like their attempt at making kind of like a Call of Duty type game. I think the trailer on YouTube is like 80% downvoted. The last Resident Evil game they did that was like a kind of shooter with Umbrella agents was Operation Raccoon City, and it failed horribly. It's literally agreed upon by most people as the objectively worst game in the series. They're making another one similar to that. Back to my main point, they said to investors that they're coming out with Umbrella Corp, and they're coming out with it as a warm-up to a, quote, full-scale offensive later in the year. What is a full-scale offensive? This is not a phrase in gaming. This is not a thing. I googled this to see what the heck this meant. The only thing that comes up is Capcom's statement. There's no such thing as a full-scale offensive. I don't even know what that means. Like, every game news site that I've seen has said that this means Resident Evil 7 is coming out. To me, when they say Umbrella Corp is gonna be a warm-up for a full-scale offensive, I'm thinking they're gonna try to make another game in the same vein as Umbrella Corp. Okay, the part full scale, I understand what full scale means. It's gonna be a big, high-budget game with lots of content. But offensive? What does that mean? Like, okay, when I think offensive, I think offense, but most games have some form of offense in them, am I right? Like, when I think offense, I think guns. I kind of think more like fully automatic, like run and gun, like competitive when I think offensive, I guess. So that's why I don't think they're talking about Resident Evil 7. I think they're talking about something like Umbrella Corp, but maybe more developed and with maybe real Resident Evil characters and maybe just like a full-scale version of Umbrella Corp. What do you guys think it means? This is what a full-scale offensive is. It's a Family Guy shooter. Kelly is on to something. Maybe they mean they'll really offend their fans. If they meant fully offending their fan base, then they can call Umbrella Corp a full-scale offensive. Hey, maybe they're just trying to sound cool. Yeah, maybe they don't have anything planned yet. They're just like, we need to make the investors think we have something cool coming. As far as I know, offensive isn't a game genre. I don't think. To be honest, you would think a full-scale offensive would just be like coming from all angles. So new game, new movie, new deck building game. Oh my god, what? You think that's what it means? You mean like, so offensive is like them attacking the consumers with lots of new stuff, lots of new content? I could see that. And in that case, I do see why everyone is saying it's Resident Evil 7, because that, to me, would be the only thing big enough to render a full-scale offensive marketing strategy. But, I mean, who knows? Maybe they're really excited about their new Call of Duty, Resident Evil Call of Duty, and okay, are you guys ready for the next segment? Hey or nay? Okay, I've been waiting for this one. Hey or nay is a game I invented. I will be facing off against one of you guys. I'm gonna pull up a random picture from a bank of pictures I have of video game covers, and then I am going to think of any opinion I have about that game. You vote hey if you agree with my opinion, and you vote nay if you disagree with my opinion. I'm gonna pick someone from the audience who would like to face off against me. They're going to state an opinion they have on the game. Whoever gets the highest percentage of hays, they will win the trophy. Legend of Grimrock 2. Has anyone played this game besides me? My opinion about this game is, I think that I like the party system it has, where you're controlling a bunch of different people in one party. You have 4 slots and you can like position them strategically based on like putting your squishy guy in the back and everything. I don't know. I like the way they did the party system. Oh my god! The nays! The nays are too strong, holy crap. God theory! Okay, Congratulations, Kathiedi. You are facing off against me now in Hey or Nay. You like all different classes in it. They are nice but not very unique. Oh my god, the first vote was a Hey. And more Hays! Oh my god, you guys! Why do you like Kathiedi so much better than me? Kathiedi has 80% Hay. I had 26% Hay. Kathiedi is the winner! Everybody ready? Spin, spin, spin. Guess that game! I'm going to play a clip of just my face cam from a stream, a previous stream. And you're gonna have to watch the clip and guess which game I'm playing based on what I'm saying and the audio that you hear. Here's the clip. Watch carefully and listen carefully to what you hear. Here we go. This is so pretty. It's like a beautiful snowy Christmas town. Just pretend that thing isn't falling over. Ignore that. Besides that, it's beautiful. I feel like I'm about to get on the Polar Express or something. Is this the part of the game where you have to stop fighting things and now
Hey,
it's just
Nick
like
got
a friendly
it!
RPG where you
It starts so
make
sweet!
friends? Should I turn on this poison gas vent?
If you don't want anybody to go there or you don't want to be there anymore.
Okay, I'm running.
Hey! Levy got it!
Okay, let's do one more before we change segments. Here we go. This would be a pretty picture, but I only have one left, so I'm not going to use it. What if you really actually need, like, your camera at the end to take a picture of some important evidence to prove your innocence? Maybe I shouldn't have been using my camera for scenery, and maybe I should be using my camera to prove my innocence, but, you know. Scenery is good too. Hey, Study got it! And Guest Player was so close. They said it at like the same time, but Study said it first. Boss Tales! The first boss I'd like to tell you about is the Hive Mind. Now, the Hive Mind is the final boss of the first Dead Space game. It's I'm not gonna call it like a boss, I refuse. Hey, fine, I'll change it to like a boss. Hey, you guys. Alright, so for the first like a boss, I would like to tell you about one of my favorite bosses in video games, which was the Hive Mind, the final boss of Dead Space. What made this boss so special, I think, is that most video games that I have played have terrible, easy, anticlimactic final bosses. Even my favorite games, like, in my opinion, Dead Space managed to have a final boss fight that was truly worthy of being called a final boss fight, and it was really challenging, and it was very large scale and cinematic and exciting, and one of the things that made it even more exciting was that the first Dead Space game doesn't really have that many like true boss fights. So it was like an even bigger like whoa when you see this giant huge boss thing. The reason his name is the Hive Mind is because he's like the mind controlling all of the necromorphs, I think. I read the lore before the stream so I could tell you guys it, but I don't remember anything. He basically controls everything bad, so when you kill him, everything is fine. Let's go into tips to beat this guy. He has two giant tentacles that repeatedly alternate slapping the ground, and the first phase of the boss fight, he's playing patty cake with the ground, and guess what part you're aiming at? Can anyone guess from the picture what his weak spot is? His hole, it's his penis, ball sack. Alright, you guys got it, it's the ball sack. It's his 5 yellow ball sacks that you can see in the picture. He has this one move where he just goes, which he's doing in that picture, and while he's doing that, the yellow sacks stay perfectly stationary, so you can just like, pew pew pew. My tip for doing the first phase of boss fight is, don't shoot the little like ball sacks one at a time, because that's what I did the first few times and it's not the best strategy. Instead, distribute your shots to all 5 of them as much as you can so that you can get them all super low. Once you kill 3 ball sacks, you go into this sequence where the monster grabs you with one of his tentacles. You can't dodge this. This always happens if you kill 3 ball sacks. And then he picks you up upside down and you have to shoot the remaining 2 ball sacks from upside down until they explode. So that's why it's best to distribute your damage as much as you can, so that when you get picked up and held upside down and you're trying to shoot upside down while waving around, you only have to get like 1 or 2 shots on each ball sack to explode them. And then I'm pretty sure after that, I think the boss fight's over. I don't remember. And that is my first segment of Like a Boss. Spin that wheel. Hey or nay? Stardew Valley. My opinion on Stardew Valley. I think mining is the most fun thing to do in Stardew Valley. Kelly! Okay! Kelly, what is your opinion on Stardew Valley? And Kenny is the best person to waifu in Stardew because she's so kind and teaches the town kids and stuff. Right now it's 50-50. Oh no! Oh no! Kelly's destroying me. Kelly got 64% hay. I got 48% hay. So Kelly is the winner. Dead Space. Okay, let me think. My opinion is that the sound it makes when you stomp something or like crush something like a loot crate or like a squishy alien, all the sound effects in this game are extremely satisfying. Cecilia Caroline, do you have an opinion on Dead Space that you would like to share? I think the concept of the hive mind is very relevant in current times, and as a side, shoot the ball's hacks. I got a higher percentage of haze. I got 89%, and Cecilia Caroline only got a measly 53%. Hey, Q&A! This is the first ever Q&A segment of the stream. So what do I think of Dead Space? You know what I think of Dead Space. I love the satisfying sound effects. Squishing the aliens. They go squish squish. That's my favorite boss in Dark Souls 3. My favorite boss in Dark Souls 3 was probably either Pontiff or the Lothric Prince. Those were also two of the fights that I got the most stuck on and I found the hardest, but they're also the most enjoyable and the most rewarding to beat. I like fights where it's someone with a sword like swinging at you a lot and you gotta like time your rolls right. I don't know, it's fun to try to get in the groove of them, like when they're relentlessly swinging their swords. Now I'm just like dancing. This isn't even sword swinging. Have I played any of the Bioshock games? If so, which ones? I have played, I've beaten Bioshock 1, Bioshock 2, and then I didn't beat Infinite. I played Infinite like part way, but I didn't really like Infinite. My favorite one was probably actually Bioshock 2, which is everyone I asked says that was their least favorite, but I don't know. I feel like Bioshock 2 was really similar to Bioshock 1 in that they kept the same nice environment, not trying to call out Infinite or anything, but they kept the nice atmosphere, the underwater, the scary, the claustrophobic, the darkness, the moldiness. Got to be a big daddy and you get to have a little sister, and that was really cool to me, and I think they improved hacking by a lot. In the first Bioshock, hacking takes you completely out of the game. You just pause the game, go into this mini game sequence where you like have pipes filling and it's like 10 minutes of you just being like la 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 la. You forget where you are in the real game. Then you come back and you're just like, what? In Bioshock 2 they changed hacking so that you like can shoot remote hack darts at stuff and then it doesn't pause the game, but it's just like a little bar that goes back and forth and you try to line it up. And you gotta do that while you're moving, while everything's still happening. So it doesn't take you out of the game, it's a lot faster, simpler. I thought that was an improvement. And like Infinite, I thought it was too like fake deep. I don't know, maybe it was deep, maybe it just wasn't for me, but I didn't like any of the story. I didn't like the atmosphere. I didn't get that cramped feeling that I got in the first two. I just can't be underwater. What's your favorite MMORPG game? Okay, so my favorite MMORPG, I don't play it anymore, but it was the first MMORPG I ever played, which is World of Warcraft, because my uncle worked for Blizzard, or he used to work for Blizzard, and we got free expansions and stuff when I grew up on World of Warcraft, and it was really fun. Because I try to get into World of Warcraft now, it's kind of boring, and it's kind of like just going through the motions, like you just grind till you level up enough to do the cool stuff. And now if I play World of Warcraft, I do the quests, I just skip to the part where it says the objectives, and then I'm like, okay. But back then, when I was little, it was magical. Like, I read every word of the quest. I cared about the NPCs when I was little, because it was all real to me, and it was all magical, and I don't know, just like wandering throughout all the like night elf areas, especially that are all pretty, was just a really good experience, really good memory from my childhood. And I would say World of Warcraft is still my favorite MMORPG, even though I don't enjoy it anymore, just because of the nostalgia and the good memories I have. Do you really play video games? No, everything you see is fake. Have I ever thought of applying for a Twitch partner? Actually, yes, I've put a lot of thought into that, and I'm getting closer to the point where I feel like I actually have a chance of getting partnered now. So my goal is to hit 4K followers, and then if I reach that goal, I will apply for partnership. Can your uncle give me a copy of Overwatch? The answer is no, he doesn't work for Blizzard anymore. What is a game you are ashamed of never having played? That's a good question, late from lunch. Maybe like, okay, I don't know what counts as never having played, but one game I'm ashamed of never like really getting into or getting good at or playing a lot is Halo, the Halo series, because I didn't have an Xbox, I had a PS3. And I just never got into Halo. So then later, like when I made friends in high school later that all had Xboxes, we would like hang out and they would play Halo and I would suck and I was embarrassed that I didn't know anything about Halo. Mac or PC? I would say there's things I miss about having a Mac laptop. Like overall PC all the way. I much prefer streaming on a PC, playing games on a PC, everything on a PC. The only thing I miss is iMovie. iMovie was such a good video editing program. Like, I paid for video editing programs, and I've like tried so many different video editing programs. I don't like anything as much as I liked iMovies. Hey, oi, Neigh! Stranded Deep. Has anyone played this game? I'm sorry, it's another obscure one. My opinion on Stranded Deep is that it feels like an unfinished game that was kind of abandoned by the developers. There's a lot of items in it that like just don't work or don't have a purpose yet, and I don't know, my opinion is that it feels very unfinished. Trey Chester! Congratulations, Trey! What is your opinion on this beautiful game, Stranded Deep? I think it was really fucked up when the crabs fell through the house floor. Things always fell through the goddamn floor. This is true. I think it's really fucked up too. I would vote hay for you. I ended with 71% hay. Right now, it's 50% for Trey, but it's still going, so I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna spin the wheel for the next segment while we wait. Next, we have game news! Hey, there is going to be an Assassin's Creed movie coming out. I don't know if you guys already knew this, but I didn't know this until I was looking on GameSpot this morning for news to tell you guys. It's not based on any one of the games in particular. It's like inspired by the games. I don't know. I think it's horrible when video game movies do that. Like, for example, the Resident Evil series, which isn't based on any of the games. I just think that video game movies should be more like the Silent Hill movies, where they actually base it on the game and have characters from the game. But anyways, that's beside the point. They said that 65% of the movie is going to be taking place in the present, and only 35% of the movie is going to be taking place in the past, which is super different than the games, which the majority of takes place in the past. The lead actor is Michael Fassbender, and they've already planned 2 sequels for this movie. I'm not kidding right now. They've already planned 2 sequels for this movie that has not come out yet. This trailer came out Wednesday, so I'm gonna play it for you right now.
Where am I?
At 6 p.m.
Actually, let's just...
evening,
Here you go. You don't need to see
we
my
were
face.
executed and pronounced dead.
To the Spanish Inquisition.
I am a god, even though I'm a man of God. My whole life in the hand of God.
Whoa, and people can't do that. I was skeptical going in, but that looks kind of cool. I kind of want to see it. Hey, Boss Tales! Here's another boss I really liked from a video game. I really enjoyed the boss fight with Laura from The Evil Within. She's kind of a recurring boss. Like, there's a lot of different parts in the game where you fight her, but there's one main Laura boss fight. She keeps spawning out of dead bodies and like creepy crawling all around. What I like about Laura is that she's really unique to fight against because she's the closest thing you can get to impervious to bullets. For the main boss fight, I'm pretty sure bullets do absolutely 0 damage to her. The only thing that does damage her is fire. You have torches on the ground, you have exploding barrels, and you have these 2 incinerator traps, I think. And the only way to kill her is to hit her with every single one of the fire elements you have available in the arena. So you can't fuck up, okay? One of the incinerator traps is really easy to get her in, but there's another incinerator trap where it's like super hard to get her to stay in it long enough to pull a lever to make the floor open to send her into the fire. So my tip is save one of your torches for that part, because unless you get really lucky, you're not gonna be able to keep her on there long enough. Save a torch, hit her with a torch while she's on the trap to make her go and then pull a lever. I also like Laura very much conceptually as a boss, because if anyone knows the lore to The Evil Within, you're basically in the mind of this guy named Ruvik. All the bosses in The Evil Within are manifestations of Ruvik's imagination, of his fears, of his anger. And Laura was his older sister. Laura died in a barn fire. Like him and Laura were both locked in a barn when they were kids, and the barn caught on fire. And so one of the reasons that this boss is constantly screaming when she's chasing you isn't just to scare the shit out of you. It's just like, ah! The reason that is because that is Ruvik's last memory of his sister Laura, is her screaming as she burned alive. That is his most vivid memory of her. But the other scary thing about this boss is one-hit kill no matter what. There's no such thing as damaging you with this boss. Like, if this boss touches you, it's already over. She jumps on you and then goes slap, 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 slap. It's really creepy actually, because she's not like punching you. She's like literally just slapping with her palms until your head is crushed. This is a very fun boss fight, and my favorite boss fight of The Evil Within. Q&A! What got me into video games? I don't know. Me and my siblings played video games a lot growing up. I also really liked The My Little Pony computer game. What is my least favorite thing about League of Legends? My least favorite thing about League of Legends is tanks. I think they should be deleted from the game. As soon as I work for Riot, I will make this change. Why did I remove Toast Chamber from my vote list on Friday? Because! What's the game that you thought was just so bad you didn't care to finish? That's a good question. SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom PC version. This wasn't really bad, but Outlast is a game I don't care to finish. Like, I did not enjoy Outlast, even a little bit. I'm not really, like, a fan of horror games that don't have combat in them, but it was also just really scary and I couldn't get through it. Which main video game character do I hate the most? I don't really like Nathan Drake. I think he's kind of boring. I don't like hate him though. What is my favorite Pokemon? Butterfree or Sandshrew? What is my opinion on Alice in the Resident Evil games? Alice is the best game character. If I could bang any video game character in real life, who would it be and why? Joseph Oda from Evil Within or Leon? Probably Leon, just because I have a more of an emotional connection. I like his personality a lot. If he just got out of a horrible situation, horrible zombie outbreak, he escaped finally, and he gets word that there's like one innocent civilian all the way back in there on the other side of town, and they're probably not gonna make it, and he probably can't get to them in time. It doesn't matter, he's still gonna try. Like, there is a chance that he can save someone's life, no matter what. He always tries, and he is a really good-hearted person that cares about people. I really like Leon. I was younger, like if I was walking somewhere alone at night and I was scared, I would always imagine that Leon was there with me, and it made me feel safer. Top 5 video game characters I would like to cosplay next. I really want to cosplay Gyarados next. I wanted to cosplay someone from Evil Within just because I love the game so much. None of the character designs really speak to me. I want to cosplay Resident Evil 2 Ada because I've cosplayed Resident Evil 4 Ada, and I really like her outfit from Resident Evil 2. What's a video game series you got into and really just don't like? I guess Assassin's Creed. Like, I didn't really get that into it, but I played a lot of the games, at least partway, and I played more than I should for not liking it, but I just don't really like Assassin's Creed. Game news! Dun, 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 dun. This article that I read, it was like, Overwatch sets new records for Blizzard, but then it didn't say what the records were. Boss Tales! Okay, the Jill Valentine fight in Resident Evil 5. So this picture is a little bit misleading because she doesn't actually look like this in the fight. In the fight, she's like, has guns, and she has a red thing on her chest. Okay, so Jill Valentine, for those of you who don't know, was one of the 2 main playable characters in the very first ever Resident Evil game. So she's like the original Resident Evil character, and she has been in a lot of the games. And she's always had kind of like a romance with Chris Redfield, the other playable character in Resident Evil 1. In Resident Evil 5, Chris goes to Africa to stop an outbreak of biogenic terrorism, and one of the bosses he encounters is dun, 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 his old partner Jill. He thought Jill was dead because like a few years back, him and Jill had been on a mission to do something. I don't know what they were doing. But as Chris is about to die to Wesker, Jill like tackles him and pushes him out a window, and they both fall out the window to their death. Fast forward to the future. Chris and Sheva, they're trying to take down Wesker. All the while, there's this hooded figure with like a bird mask that's like working for Wesker. The mask is shot off or something, and it's Jill underneath the mask and the cloak. And Wesker is like, "Wahaha, behold my new weapon, Jill Valentine." Basically, she has a red thing on her chest, which injects something called P30 into her, and P30 can keep her mind controlled. You get that off of her, then she won't be mind controlled by Wesker anymore, and then she'll be like, "Oh my god, Chris, I remember, I'm in love with you. I'll never kill you again." The really fun thing about this boss fight is it really utilizes co-op component. Like, you really have to work together. One person has to get behind her and like hold her back while the other person tries to pull off her red thing, and I don't know, it's just really fun. Co-op boss fights are fun because you're playing with a friend, and I think what really made this boss fight memorable for me and what I really liked about it wasn't entirely the gameplay, but just the story, just knowing how much this character means to Chris, and you're fighting her and you're trying not to kill her, and I think that's always fun, fighting a boss that you are trying not to kill. You freaking hated mashing the button to rip that thing off her? I liked it! Okay, QTEs are not always bad. In my opinion, QTEs are like seasoning. You just want a good sprinkle of them on your food. You don't want them to be the whole game. But most sexual boss fight ever. This is true. There are parts where you can straddle her. Q&A! What's my favorite movie from the year 1994? The video of me being born. Who is the first person you followed on Twitch? I think it was Double Lift. I think Double Lift was the first person No, I think it was Double Lift. Jesse was like, not me. Or maybe it was Afro was the person I followed, and then Double Lift was the first person I subscribed to. I don't know. What is my favorite 3 weapons in a game? Blacktail from Resident Evil 4. I don't know if Slimy Girl is here, but Slimy will argue with me and say that Red 9 is the best handgun in the game, but she's wrong. Because even though Blacktail doesn't have enough damage, it makes a nice sound when you shoot it, and it feels good. It handles well. It has faster attack speed too, so you can just be like, pow, 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 pow. What custom unique game weapon is your favorite? What's the thing called that you start off with in Dead Space? It has like the 3 lines. Line cutter? No, line cutter is a different one. Plasma cutter? The plasma cutter in Dead Space. It was my favorite weapon in the whole game. It's the one you start off with, but like no matter how many weapons I bought or how many cooler weapons I acquired over the course of the game, I was always using the plasma cutter because it just was so satisfying. I liked rotating it like I thought it made the gameplay really unique. I liked how Dead Space, instead of just being a regular shooter where you're like aiming for the head like every other shooter, they had it so that you're trying to cut off the limbs, which just totally changed the gameplay into something really fun and unique and a totally different experience you don't get in any other game. Because not only are you aiming for the limbs, but you're trying to like rotate your gun line to line up with the limbs. And favorite cheese, provolone. I love provolone because it melts the best. Have I ever been into Dark Souls? I've only played Dark Souls 3. I just finished Dark Souls 3 a few days ago, but that's the only one of the series I played, and it was a great introduction to the series. I absolutely loved it, and now I want to go back and play the other ones because it was so much fun. The game has music that I love. Castlevania, I love the music in Castlevania The Adventure. I like the music. Okay, even though I made fun of you guys for like loving the music in Dark Souls 3 Abyss Watchers fight, I loved it too. If I had the opportunity to voice one already established video game character in the next game, oh my god, that's like a really fun thing to fantasize about, to be honest. Like, I love fantasizing about getting to voice a character in a video game or getting to like act, because like in a lot of video games you can actually be the actor and the character model too, so it would be really cool to act in a video game. I would want to be in like the next game that the producers of Heavy Rain put out, because I'm a huge fan of Heavy Rain. A lot of my favorite characters are guys, and I don't think I would do a very good job of voicing a guy, so I'm trying to think of a female character. Yeah, I could voice Steve. Maybe like Claire Redfield would be cool to voice, or Jill Valentine from Resident Evil. Sorry, that's my favorite series. I'm sorry if I give too many answers about Resident Evil. What part of me am I most insecure about? I feel like I'm not as insecure about anything anymore. I feel like I have grown and accepted every part of me now, but I used to be extremely, extremely insecure about my teeth and my cankles, because in middle school one of my nicknames was Cankles. I have teeth because they kind of stick out, like if you see from the side, they go out like that, like instead of being straight down, they go out, and I used to get made fun of for that, and I was really embarrassed about it, but now I really like my teeth, and I like that they're big and that they stick out because it makes me have a big smile. Me and my friends were on our way to a Sleeping with Sirens concert, and Sleeping with Sirens is this band that like everyone thinks the lead singer is really cute. I thought the lead singer was really cute. My friends were all like in love with this lead singer. He had teeth almost exactly like mine. Like his teeth stuck out like mine do, like that. So it gave me a lot of confidence and it made me feel a lot better. Just to see someone that people thought was really attractive with the same teeth I had, and it helped me overcome my insecurity of that. But then we were on the way to the concert, and I was telling my friends this. I was like, yeah, it helped me a lot, because like Kellen has the same kind of teeth I do. And then my 2 friends, they just like give each other this like side look, and then like start trying to stifle laughs. And it was so mean, because I could just tell, it was so obvious that they had like either like talked about my teeth before behind my back, or like made fun of me before or something, because they both, as soon as I said the thing about my teeth, they both looked at each other and just started like giggling and stifling laughs, and it made me feel so bad. And then it just like wrecked all my progress of accepting my teeth. Nothing wrong with my teeth, fam. Thank you, Chichester. I'm not like worried about them anymore. This is more like when I was younger. Did I do any sports in school? I was a coxswain. Does anyone know what a coxswain is? You coming? Hey! You wanna sit in the chair? Yeah, sure.
Pokemon Red. My favorite part about Jen, her smile's nice. Favorite game? Oh. What should I say? RuneScape's pretty cool.
Yeah, he runs a RuneScape blog. He doesn't update it anymore. But he used to run a RuneScape blog. And he's a RuneScape
Which of you wears the pants? Well, I think I wear pants more often than Jen, I guess.
Yeah, I wear shorts more. He wears pants more.
Are you a Diablo fan? I've never played it. Well, that's a lie. I played Diablo 2, I pirated it, but it didn't run very well, so I stopped playing it. It was a trial.
Metal Gear Solid. Are you a Metal Gear Solid fan?
I like the part where they like blame memes on like the end of the world. I think it's funny.
Yeah, I played. Which Metal Gear Solid?
I like the part. Sorry.
Which Metal Gear Solid had Akiba in it? The guy that poops his pants? Because I played that one, and I think it was 5 maybe. But there's this one character in your squad who his only character trait is that he constantly shits his pants. I mean, like his character model just has a brown splotch in the back of his pants, but that actually becomes important later because everyone has ingested this like tracking device or like controlling device, but he shit it out or something, like it didn't react well.
My favorite part of Metal Gear Solid's when the guy talks about like in Richard Dawkins' book, I forgot the name of it, but he talks about like the meme or genes of society memes, and he's just like, the memes. What do I do as a job? I'm a full-time student, but I'll be working this summer as a software analyst and developer. Who plays video games more, you or Jen by a long shot?
I don't think he has as much time to, because Jesse's really busy with school, so definitely me.
Where are you both from?
I'm from Florida.
I'm from Eastern Washington, and then before that, Ohio. Who's better at League? I'd say I am, but it's debatable, I guess. I don't know. I'd say I am. I don't know what Jen would say.
Who is better at League? Jesse is better at League. Jesse is gold and I'm silver, so there you go. The proof is in the pudding.
Least favorite thing about Jen? The pressure.
You can't say something lame like how much I love you.
She leaves boxes around, I guess? I don't know.
I do. I don't recycle my boxes for my unboxing videos, but I'm going to. My least favorite thing about Jesse is he leaves dirty bacon toilet paper in the microwave.
It's not toilet paper.
Paper towel, same thing.
Who's more skilled in gaming overall? I don't know.
I don't know.
I think it depends on the game.
Yeah, I think it really depends on the game. Like if we're playing Mario Kart, I would destroy Jesse.
How did you guys meet? I saw Jen at a Double Lift meet, and Double Lift's a pro league player, and then I saw her math, and I was like, hello.
Yeah. He saw me at the Double Lift meetup. I didn't see him though. He didn't say hi to me or anything.
Yeah, because, I don't know, we're sitting in different places, I just saw your face, and then I saw it again in math, and I was like, hey, I recognize that face.
And Matthew was just like, hey, you play League? You like Double Lift? I was just like, yeah. But actually, like, I went to that Double Lift meeting when I was very first, like, learning that there was esports. Like, I'd been playing League for a little bit, but I was just discovering the pro scene. Doublelift was an analyst at Worlds, and that's all I had ever seen at this point. So I thought Doublelift was just like a famous analyst. I didn't know he was a player when I went to this. And then someone was like, are you a CLG fan? I was just like, what is CLG?
How old am I, or you guys? I'm 20, Jen is 21. I might have been furry, actually.
Yeah, you can see my setup. There's my setup. There's my little bin that last Sackboy got me.
Show them the crumbs.
Oh yeah, wait. Do you want to see the dumbest thing about the ventilation on this computer?
Yeah.
How is that ventilation?
It's easier. Her case is like an anti-sound case. I mean, makes sense.
My computer case has terrible ventilation. It just has walls that are covered up by more metal.
Yeah, I saw Jen making Pepe memes in her Photoshop thing.
No, I've never made a Pepe meme. I've only made good memes.
She made one about like Reaper from Overwatch, and then she put like a Pepe face on him
I didn't.
to like make another revlog, and I was like, don't do it, don't do it.
You're lying.
How long have we been together? Almost 7 months. Last sec, boy, the only instrument I ever played was wax paper, and I played that for a talent show in my English
I
class.
didn't know that.
And I didn't think of anything before, but at lunch my mom wrapped my food in wax paper because she ran out of plastic bags. So I played like a wax paper, like if you vibrate your lips on it, it like makes a sound. So I did that in my teacher, and everyone was actually really impressed. So it actually worked.
I would have failed you. I don't play any instruments.
Who gets
I
better
suck at
grades? Well, from the classes we took together, I got the better grades.
He's better at school than me. I'm still thinking about the wax paper.
If we had some, I could
Hold
do
up to
it.
your mouth and go,
Yeah, it tickles a lot, but like, that's like the hard
I
part.
have some, let me look. I'll be right
Okay.
back. You keep them entertained. Get the questions going.
Okay. Want to see what's on Jen's floor? She has a hot glue gun under her desk, and Curtis got her this. No, that's not wax! She brought me plastic wrap. How is that supposed to be the same? Whoa, don't break your headset.
Okay, raise, if you think this is close enough, type 4 in chat if you think this is close enough to wrap wax paper and that Jesse should demonstrate.
I don't think that's fair.
It's close. Do you want to demonstrate? They said 4. They said
Wait, what's 4 mean?
I said type 4 if you think I should demonstrate.
Ah! Wait. Oh wait, it can barely, it tickles so much I'm gonna cry. Okay, I don't want to get evicted for noise.
That's what Jesse did for his whole class. For a grade.
Now I'm really fleshy. I don't know any songs, but... Alright. Wait. Should I just do this during your streams now?
The sound effect for overtime, so I still need a sound effect.
Yeah.
This boss may look familiar to everyone. Alright, so this is my favorite boss. I didn't say enemy. It was my favorite boss in Resident Evil 4, which also happens to be my favorite game of all time. And it's also the character I'm working on cosplaying. He was one of the bosses I encountered when I was younger, so there's definitely a nostalgia element that goes into making this my favorite boss. I think the big thing is I really like claws. It's like, you get caught in his claws, like, you're fucked. He does huge damage, and it's really hard to get out once you get caught in them. He's a really scary enemy because of that, but one of the cool things about him that makes the gameplay fighting him really unique is that he's blind. His eyes are completely sewn shut. When the Los Illuminados created this creature, they thought he was too powerful and that he was just too bloodthirsty, he did too much indiscriminate killing, and it was really hard to stop. So what they did is they sewed his eyes shut, because basically they were like, this guy needs to be nerfed, he's too OP. You get a very unique and interesting boss fight because he cannot see where you are. The only way he knows where you are is if you run or if you shoot. If you shoot the bells, he'll run toward the bell and get his claw stuck in it, and then you can shoot the weak spot on his back, which is the Plagos. The only weak spot he has is the Plagos, especially on the armored Gyarados. The armored Gyarados, you can't really shoot anywhere except for the Plagos in the back. So when you face two of them, I know, there's a part where you face two of them in a tiny little cage. You're like in cramped quarters with these guys. It's horrifying because they have their claws are really long, and when they swing them, it gets everything. It's like being in a garbage disposal, like being in a blender. That one strategy that's really good if you're not in the cage is to like go by a wall and then shoot at them or make some kind of sound so that they charge you, and then right before they charge into you, like duck out of the way so they get stuck in the wall, and then you can, while they're stuck in the wall trying to get the claw out, you can go around the back and shoot their weak spot. I know, that part is so hard, but that's what I really liked about this enemy, because he was one of the ones that really made me feel scared, and I also really like the way he looks. I like the character design a lot. So yeah, that is my boss tale. Q&A! Favorite non-action game? I'm gonna go with Heavy Rain. I really like that game. I got so many hours of enjoyment from it because I played it. I wanted to get every ending, that was my goal. It had like tons of different endings you could get, and I got every single different one. Well, I didn't get every single combination of them, but I at least saw every single possible little mini cutscene that you could see at the end. Wow, you make fun of it, but that's just because they can't look past the like funniness of it. Like, yeah, some words are kind of funny or buggy or like awkward looking, because it was one of the earlier pioneers in using facial recognition technology and whatnot. But I think overall it's a really great game, even if the choices are somewhat, like, some of them don't matter and some of them are limited. I think it's still very masterful and very fun and very emotional and poignant. Is that how you pronounce it? Poignant? I don't know, but it made me feel like I was truly a divorced dad whose kid died, whose other kid got kidnapped. Like, I really believed I was this character, and I felt really attached to my son and to the story, and I was really sad, and like, I was just very invested in the story. I think the actor that played the main character, Ethan, was really good. Jason! See? Heavy Rain's legacy is just taken over by memes, but it was so emotional. It was such a good story. Fave console, including or not including PC? That's hard. I like a lot of consoles for different reasons. I would say I really like GameCube just because of how nice, simple it is, sturdy. You can, like, I've seen videos of people like running over it with cars and it's not broken or anything. And like, I like the controller. The GameCube controller was really nice. I liked the C-Stick. I don't know. The GameCube is just a nice, solid, good console. I also like the PS3 because it has a lot of the games that I like on it, and it just has a nice, sleek design, and I like how the controller is pretty small. I think PS3 controller is smaller than a lot of other console controllers, and it fit my hands better. And PC is now, I think, probably like my favorite in the sense that it's the one I use the most. It's the one that, like, if a new game comes out, I will buy it for PC if that's the option, because I can stream it easier and just like easier to have all my games in the same place as everything else I do. Can I show you the room I'm in? Yeah, I can show you the room I'm in. It's a little bit messy. Here, I'll show you. Alright, so this is like the room, the one room of the apartment. And there's our kitchen over there. There's like our trash and my boxes that Jesse keeps saying that I haven't thrown away, which is true. There's a futon that we haven't set up. There's supposed to be legs for it, but we haven't figured out how to install them. And then there's like all my cosplay crafting stuff in there. I actually do have an apartment tour on YouTube if you want to see my whole apartment. Was there a game you were really looking forward to but it got cancelled? Yes! Silent Hills! Silent Hills! I'm sure a lot of people can relate to this, but Silent Hills looked so good and it looked so scary. All the screenshots they put out looked horrifying. I didn't actually play the demo while it was still out. I kept meaning to, but I kept putting it off, and I just never got around to playing the demo. And then one day they just took the demo down and they were like, the game's cancelled, we're not making it anymore. Kojima and the other guy, I forget who was working on it, they've been meeting and they're working on something, and they posted a screenshot of it again in a tweet, so they're hinting that it might be something similar. So I'm excited, I have hopes. Why did I want to stream? I just wanted to try it. I wanted to see if it was something I could do, and also because I played a lot of League at the time. Like, I was really bad about like doing my schoolwork, and I was bad at doing productive things. Like, all I did was League for a while. Like, when I first started streaming especially, pretty much all I did with my waking time was play League. I would like skip class and just play League all day, and I was like, well, maybe I could actually turn this into something productive and like do something more with this. If like all I'm gonna be doing is playing League all day anyways, maybe I could try streaming it and see if people want to actually watch this. I don't know. So yeah, that's how it started. I tried streaming and it turned into a really good creative outlet for me that I really needed. Ever since my Neopets account got deleted and I didn't have my guild anymore. Like, when I was little, I ran this guild on Neopets and I put everything into it, like growing my guild, having new ideas for my guild and stuff, for events and everything. And that was like my passion. And then ever since I didn't have that guild anymore, I had this void in my heart. And streaming really helped fill that same spot for me of having the guild. I like planning things for it, planning events for it, and just like, I don't know, having a community of people that are really nice and supportive. And it's a good creative outlet, and it has turned into more than I ever hoped that it could have turned into. If you told me back then that I was eventually going to have a stream with almost 4,000 followers and like people would actually come to it and enjoy it, I wouldn't have believed you. That is pretty awesome, so thank you. Best and worst video game movies in your opinion? Okay, worst, any of the Resident Evil ones. Best is a harder question because there are not very many good video game movies. Oh yeah, the Pokemon movie! That's true. That is it for me. Thank you everybody who came. I appreciate it so much from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate all the support, especially because this was something like new and scary for me to do and I was really nervous for it, but you guys made it easy and were really comforting and nice. So thank you for that. If I do another talk show, I'm gonna plan a lot more material and a lot more new segments. They'll hopefully be really fun. Bye everybody, I'll see you tomorrow.